Okay, so continuing on, we're doing the dash pad and airbag today. And as you can see, this one's ruined. I did get a different cover for this one. This one's, you know, comes with the XL, XLT. It's just the cheap plastic one. This one, I found the part number for it. I think it comes off of like either a lariat or a platinum, because it's leather covered. And really it was only about 20 bucks more, I think. Better yet, than the dealer had also said that I couldn't order just this part, that I needed to order the whole dash for $1,600. So, but the local dealer here, I gave them the part number. They ordered just the part. They said it was on back order, but I ended up getting it, but it is the right one. And so I'm not going to set the camera up here anywhere just because it's so difficult to do this, but I'll explain what I'm doing as I go here. So you got to take these end caps off. There's 2 bolts in there. I believe there's bolts on the inside too. I will check that out and let you know, but there's also 2 on that side, 2 on the other side. And then there's one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's right up in the top of the dash there on each side. And when I had the windshield out, I asked them to leave the covers off. So, so let me get some of these bolts out. I'll start working it back, and we'll come right back. All right, well, that was a huge pain in the butt. There's a bunch of videos that are out there about people rebuilding wrecks and replacing this dash pad. I still haven't taken a look on the underside. Supposedly, you really do have to replace the whole thing. However, it does come apart right there, I think. Maybe it does not. Well, got some good news and I got some bad news. So I understand now why they are talking about replacing the whole dash, because these just don't come apart. I thought it was just something about ordering or something else, but turns out with the XLTs, and I did read this and I didn't get it because I didn't see it. But if you take a look real close here, there is no seam around this dash pad. So the good news is I got this out. It was a bit of a pain in the butt, and there's not one on the web that I found for a 17 and up that explains this fully. So I'll try to go through it as best I can. So there is 3 bolts down here, 1 at the bottom right there, and then 2 here. There's 2 8mm right behind here. So just got to pull that down, and that's what holds the bottom in right there. So I took the center apart, which you really didn't need to do if you were just pulling the whole thing out. I thought there was something holding it down there. Turns out it was just those bottom pieces. So let me go around the other side. What I did was, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then up here there's actually 2. There's not just 1, but there's 2 in there. So 1 on the other side, but 2 on this side. I took these A-pillar handles off, which just made it a little bit easier to pull it up out of the way. And then the last thing I really did, I took this part, but I didn't really need to do that either. But I did just take that 1 bolt. I think you can see it back there on the steering column, which was real easy to get to. So 1 bolt, you slide it out of the way, and then also the 2 bolts on this side, same spot as the other side. These are 13s though, I believe, and then the other sides are just 8s. But once you do that, the whole dash flips up out of the way. I do need to replace this angle sensor in here because it got damaged in the accident, and I have a couple warnings coming up for that one. So So I'm glad I need to take this apart anyway. Those parts are on order. I just found this dash on eBay, luckily, because otherwise it's $1,600, cheapest from the dealer. And this one is, I found one for 600 bucks shipped. So that makes it real nice. The problem is you got to take the whole dash out and put it on the bench, transfer all the stuff that doesn't come with it, like all the electronics and the harnesses and the heating and cooling stuff. So it'll be a little bit of pain, but I'll show you that when I get it. Should be here hopefully this week, maybe early next week. So until then, I'll be back. All right, well, it's been about a week since I ordered this and the shooting of the last segment of this video. So I came in, looks pretty good. I have a couple little scratches here on the corners, but overall the top of it is in great shape. So I'll reuse these from the existing one, and I have put just 2 bolts in here, one here, one on the other side, to just keep this in place. I had to move this around in the meantime. So I'm going to pull this out now, and I will give updates along the way. I'm going to pull the dash out, put it over here on the table, and then I'll start transferring the parts over and then work to get it back in the truck. All right, so I got the steering column out. Right here, 1, 2, 3, and let me see if I can see that, 4. Those are the main ones that hold the steering column in place. This is your shifter cable. There's a bolt that goes through here, right there, and there's one that goes through here. I'll show you on the other side in just a sec. So these 4, this shift linkage, and right here, this one bolt that goes on the steering column out to the outside to the rack. So got that out of place. You could have actually taken it just probably here, left it in place here, and disconnected it from the lower side and pulled out the whole thing. But since I'm only one person here, I'm going to make this thing hopefully as light as I can and take it out that way. All right, once again, very, very easy to get out. Once I said you take these 2 out, you kind of just pop this trim off, and then exposes 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it just pulls right out very easily. And one, see if I can get a better picture of that. One connection right in the back comes right out. So I'm going to take the center console stuff out next. Radio and radio. All right, all that stuff's out now too. It just makes it a little bit lighter. I'm almost positive it doesn't hinder taking this out. So I'm going to take the bolts out that I put in temporarily. There's 1, 2 on the other side. I forgot there's actually 2 just sticking in there. That's just so I didn't lose them. So I'm going to flip this forward, take a look on the back, disconnect what wiring I need, and then take it out the passenger side door. Be right back. As they say, voila. Pretty easy. I took these out, the one that was just holding it in here, those 2 right there, and I did forget the parking brake cable was still hanging on there. So there's one right up through the center, and there's one in the front. So it's actually right here. And see if I can see the other one. It's right there. This one you can see. The other one you have to actually pull the parking brake and look up and take that one out. 2 9mm bolts again. And these 2 take care of this whole harness on this side. So everything kind of stays with this, which makes it real nice. Just disconnect those 2. Otherwise that's going to be real taut. And then there's some connections over there. I'll walk around here. Looks like we have 3 right here. And this orange cable is. We also have one right there, which seems to have broken off. So, oh well. I don't know exactly what this orange one is, but I do know when I first did this, before you can actually get these out, I had to pull these out from up under here. So this kept it tight against there. So when I put it back up in place, I'm gonna have to reach back in here and fish these behind here. So I'll just take these three. That'll take care of this. Oh, looks like we got another one down below here. One, at least one, two. And when I get it out, I'll give an update. Turns out it's never as easy as you expect, so never. These guys weren't too bad. There was actually two of them, well, three of them. This one, and then two that go into the fuse box right here. And that frees that up. This one just plugs into the other one and has some dead leads there for what looks to be maybe, it says power takeoff, something or other. I don't know, accessory, something. But it doesn't matter, you don't need it. It doesn't connect. But there is one down here. I had to take this seat out again. And there's one that runs down right here. It runs to the airbags. And I just need to disconnect it from where it is. And now everything's loose. And hopefully it can come out. Yeah, so it runs down underneath here and then right to where the airbag module is there. So one goes to the airbag module, one powers, or I'm assuming is, I don't know, actually. Not even gonna venture to guess. But that is the airbag module, so, which has been fixed already. So I'm going to take this bolt back out and hopefully that's it this time. Well, that was awful. If I had known this before going into it, it was just a pain. It took me about another 30 to 45 minutes here to separate these two halves once I got it out. You really just got to keep track of where the screws go. There is two halves of this as well. So if you're looking through it, the vents that go out to the front are all connected and are to the top panel. So they'll come out afterwards. So if you try to take the ones on the bottom, you can, but it's not really necessary. There's two right here that separate the top from the bottom as well. There's a bunch around the outside, and from the outside and from the inside. You just got to keep going through them, and then the wires are stuck to the frame, and then there's some way down deep that you can't really find. There's one here, there's one over here. It's a mess. So finally, it makes the airbag accessible, and I'm gonna take this out and put it onto the new, no, I'm not going to take this one out. I'm going to take these side pieces out and I'm going to put the new airbag in, and that's about it. Looks like I need to transfer one of these guys over too. So then I'll put this back on. That's exactly the way it is. I just left it up here. This did actually fall off the table here. So it's been just a fun day. So I'm going to put down some blankets or something underneath to make sure that it's taken care of and nice and supported. Nothing's going to get damaged on the top of the cover. Put it back in this position and then start working it back in. So okay, so it's together. All I can say is definitely take your time. Know where all the gold or the copper looking bolts go, screws, excuse me, and just go through it very slowly and know where you're feeding the wires back in so that you can get it back together. So this is ready to go back in the truck, and then we'll take some more video. Well, with a little help, I got it back in. My uncle was here and was able to help me get it back in. The first one I wasn't too worried about. I got in the center of it, picked it up, and sent it out, but it was destroyed anyway. So, like I said, this one is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of things that could be missed on this, but I think I got them all. And I just have to get the rest of the wires back up. I have some parts for the steering column coming, so that's going to go in last. But I'll get the glove compartment back in, these side panels, these top pieces, all the different things that need to just get it nice and tidy. But I can imagine if you did one or two, if you were a body shop and you were doing this all the time, no big deal. But definitely not one I'd want to tackle again. I'd rather take the truck off the frame again and do the frame, which was video number 1. So if you didn't see that, go take a look, and let me get some of this wiring plugged back in, and I'll be back in just a bit. All right, I'm just finishing putting the last seatbelt in here. I had previously sent these away. Actually, I sent away another set of seatbelts to a place to get repaired instead of getting them new. They were about $270, $285 without shipping a piece. So there are places out there to get them repaired, and I sent them off there. They send them back USPS instead of FedEx like they had on their website, and they got lost for over 2 weeks. So I was just finishing to put this one in after I received it from a salvage yard pretty local here, and I ended up getting the box of the other ones in. So so I have 2 extras. Real pretty easy here. These are dual stage. They have 2 plugs, one here and one up here, and 2 bolts to keep them in. I just put this plug on. I hooked up the top piece of the belt back in, and once I put these 2 bolts in, that'll be finished, and obviously plug it back in. Put the trim back on, and that'll be done. Not really anything exciting to show you there. This is the other module. I did send this away also to get repaired. And this goes right in here, gets bolted down, 2 plugs, and that's done. I got a center console for this right here, and to replace the jump seat that was in the center, and that'll go in. The 2 trim pieces on the side are on the way, but other than the dash, the driver's side airbag, this is it. So I'm probably going to end the video here. There's not really much else to show. Once I plug that back in and put the driver's side airbag in, then our airbag light should be gone, and that should finish the system. So again, you saw earlier in the video, this one, if you're doing an XLT, I'd steer away from it. Next one I do is going to be a lariat or above, which comes with that piece that you can just remove it from there. So next video, we're going to do the harness in the engine bay. I'm getting 2 errors that keep leading to either the PCM or the harness itself. And since I had so many issues with the lights here, which I got most of them spliced back together, but I'm still having some weird issues with the lights, so I decided to just bite the bullet. It's going to be probably about $800 for that harness, and but that should finish this truck off altogether. Once I get the harness, it runs from up here including the battery box. I may have to take the dashboard back out. It runs down here along the front, which obviously would have been a lot easier if it was done before all this stuff was here. But I think, because it's right here behind, I might be able to fish it behind, and it comes all the way over here to the TCM and some bundles under here. So it is a little bit accessible, but once that's done, headlights go on, the grill and the bumper, and then that's it. I go get the truck inspected and we call it done. So anyway, remember to like and subscribe, and hit that notification button if you want to see more videos like this, or on other things like construction or digging, or we do all kinds of stuff. So yep, catch you in the next episode.